Action.
This is the activity development number 1. Today we're going to learn, and I'm going to demonstrate how we dimension using computer-aided drafting software. Our 2 pieces of resources is going to be AutoCAD 2010, and we're also going to be using a textbook, AutoCAD 2010 Tutor for Engineering Graphics. Inside this textbook, we're going to have try-it drawings where I'm going to demonstrate how to actually do the dimensioning. We're going to incorporate the learning style of Bloom's Taxonomy, the application style. So let's get started. First of all, we're going to boot up AutoCAD 2010. This is a computer-aided design software manufactured from Autodesk. And inside of this, we're going to start with a simple exercise on how to dimension. So if we turn to our book to page 413, we're going to use the first try-it drawing and demonstrate how to actually use an O-snap feature, which is the experimental part of the activity development. So I'm going to go to the CD that comes with the textbook, open it up. I'm going to go to try-it drawings, and I'm going to scroll down to chapter 10 in the book. Okay, the textbook says to open up the drawing file 10_dimension_linear. When we do linear dimensioning, we're actually doing it in a horizontal plane. Okay, so I'm going to open up the drawing. I'm going to go and scroll and find a drawing file that says linear 2. I'm going to open this up. And as you can see, I've got a piece of geometry on the screen with no dimensions. Now what I'm going to do, there's several ways that you can access the dimension command. You can either access it from the keyboard by typing DLI for dimension linear, or you can go into, find you a gray area in the top of the command bars up here, right click, go to AutoCAD, and go to dimension. What this does, this pulls up a tool palette with all the different commands for dimensioning. And the first icon here is the dimension linear. So that's what we're going to start with, the most easiest of the dimension commands. The try-it drawing says to type in DLI, so we're going to do that at the command, at the keyboard, DLI, enter. And you got to make sure that you watch your command prompt. This is essentially your instructions on where to go. AutoCAD, or computer-aided drafting, works off of digital commands. Now, you got to remember to always hit enter. Once you access a command, AutoCAD won't process that data until you hit enter. Okay, so now it's telling me I've typed in the DLI. Now it's telling me to specify my first extension line. Okay, so I'm going to specify this extension line right here. I'm going to click, left click, and I'm going to left click right here. I'm going to pull out a dimension. Okay? Simply put, you pull it to the right where you want it, and you left click to drop it. Okay, now you have put your first linear dimension on a piece of geometry in AutoCAD. This is the activity development. Now, to go further, if we want to go along another axis, which we will go from the top, we can right click to go back into that command. Right click with your mouse and hit repeat dim linear. We're going to grab the corner here and grab the corner here and pull up, left click and drop. Now what you have an overall, as you can tell, there's an x-axis that's horizontal and a y-axis which is vertical. Now we have a dimension across the x-axis and a dimension across the y-axis. Now, the essence of this activity development is the transition from manual drafting to computer-aided drafting. It took me 1/10 of the time to dimension this than it would on the board. Now, it says to put both of these texts on there, okay? And it also says once you're done, just to close this out, and we're going to go to another try-it drawing. So we're going to go to File, Open, and, excuse me, we're going to back up here. We're going to go back into Chapter 10, which is open from the disk that came with the text. And we're going to find the try-it drawing that says Dimension Rotate. All right, so we're going to go find that one. Bear with me. Right here. Now, what we're going to do here, the linear dimensioning mode can also create a dimension line that's on a rotated or a slope or an incline. Now, it's going to take a different command for this incline. Up here in this toolbar that we pulled up, the dimensioning toolbar, the second one over is called the align dimension. Okay, so you want to click that. And I want to show you a tip right here. The tip is you can either pick 2 points or you can right click, okay, and you get an arbitrary box. Now you can pick one piece of geometry to dimension only. So I'm going to just pick this one piece of geometry right here and pull up. Now that saved me a little bit of time. I didn't have to pick 2 points. That is useful if you are only dimensioning